Hello, everyone. Welcome to another fabulous episode of the Killer Author Club. We are here with Tara Laskowski, who will be telling us all about her latest thriller, The Weekend Retreat. We have tons to talk about, so grab your cocktail, your list of questions for Tara, and strap in because it's going to be a wild ride. We'll see you on the flip side.
Thought you really loved me, guess I was wrong. Thought you'd never leave me, guess I was dumb. Waited like forever to be your plus one, but I guess you were done.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to all our new members. We have lots of new faces here, and to the OGs on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube or wherever you're tuning in. We are so glad to have you here. I'm Killer Heather Goodenkoff, along with founding members Kimberly Bell and Kara Ruda. And the three of us are so excited to be welcoming Tara Laskowski to talk about her latest novel, The Weekend Retreat, and all things killing, the fictional kind, of course. And so make sure you drop your questions for Tara in the comments. The killers and I will be scouring them to ask Tara. So we can't wait to chat with you, Tara. But first, we have something very special to announce. We've put together a Killer Love giveaway. Find this Killer Love giveaway. Yes. So you're the very first ones to hear about it. We're giving away a Killer Author Club book tote and 9 killer books and picking a winner on Valentine's Day. We're growing our YouTube channel, and you get bonus entries just for clicking the subscribe button. It's at bit.ly Killer Love giveaway. And we'll also drop the link in the comments too. But right now, we really want to talk to Tara. So, Kara, can you please introduce our killer guest?
I'd love to. Tara is the author of The Mother Next Door and One Night Gone, which won an Agatha Award, Macavity Award, and Anthony Award, and was a finalist for the Mary Higgins Clark Award. Left Close Crime, the Strand Critics Award, and the Library of Virginia Literary Award. That's a lot of awards, Tara. Okay. Also the author of 2 short story collections, Modern Manners for Your Inner Demons and Bystanders, and has published stories in Alfred Hitchcock's Mystery Magazine and Mid-American Review, among others. And she's a former editor of Smoke Long Quarterly. Tara earned a BA in English from Susquehanna University and an MFA from George Mason University, and currently lives in Virginia. So we've scoured Tara's social media feed for other fun facts not in her. She may have a fondness for cats. Hello, Tara. Welcome to the show.
Hello. Thanks, you guys, for having me. This is fun.
It is fun, and we really hope that you'll have fun too. So right now, though, we're going to put you on the spot, and you need to give us the elevator pitch for The Weekend Retreat, please.
Okay. Yeah, The Weekend Retreat is, I call it an atmospheric suspense novel. It takes place in the Finger Lakes area of New York. And it follows this super uber wealthy family, the Van Ness family. And they live in New York City, but they go every year to their winery and estate in the Finger Lakes to celebrate a birthday tradition for the 2 twins. And so they're there this year in the Weekend Retreat setting. But of course, the party plans are not going to go as they hope. So there's an anonymous party guest who's sort of stalking around and wants to make everyone's lives troubled. So
Great. That sounds so good. And we will get into all the details in a minute. But first, Kimberly, will you share the killer cocktail?
Yes, I would love to. The killers love our cocktails and mocktails and all the tasty drinks. So every episode we ask our killer guest to come equipped with one of their favorites and recipes for tonight's drink. And all the killer cocktails that have come before can be found at killerauthorclub.com under the tab Killer Cocktails. But tonight, Tara chose The Fall of the House of Van Ness as her special drink. Tara, would you like to tell us why?
I have it here too. It's so pretty.
It's so pretty.
So
Yeah.
good. So it's actually called Falling Leaves, is like where I based it off of, and it's one of my favorite like autumn drinks. And the weekend retreat takes place in like, you know, the fall when all of the grapes and on the vines are gone, and it's that cold sort of barren time. And this has like a pear brandy in it and a little bit of Riesling, because I like wine, but I like my cocktails better than wine. So I wanted a wine based cocktail for the book. So it kind of just fits the mood, and it seems like something that the Van Nesses would drink. So
And it's so pretty. Well, cheers, everybody.
Cheers. Congratulations on a great read. So the Killers and I started the Killer Author Club way back in Corona times so that readers like you get a chance to chat with some of the best suspense and thriller writers in the biz, like Tara. But our winter and spring lineup also includes superstars like B.A. Paris, the Lisas, Lisa Gardner and Lisa Scottolini, Chris Bajalian, Mary Kabika, and so many more. Dates, times, past episodes, and much more can be found at killerauthorclub.com. But we're here to talk about The Weekend Retreat, Tara's deliciously twisted novel of suspense. Publishers Weekly calls it a satisfying mashup of Succession and Agatha Christie. And Hank Philippi Ryan says it's absolutely captivating, a riveting and immersive puzzle for fans of Lucy Foley and Ruth Ware. So high praise. So Tara, we know the answer to the killer question. Why do you kill?
And you guys are talking fictionally, you said, but I have a quick story about that that's funny to me. Is like I have this recurring dream, this like nightmare, I guess, that I have actually killed someone and like buried their body. And like the whole dream is that like, you know, there's no statute of limitations. So like at any time I could be caught. And it is like such a terrifying dream that I wake up and I have to like really remind myself, like, you did not kill anyone. There is no one buried in a shed anywhere that you had anything to do with. But like, it is such a vivid dream that it freaks me out sometimes.
So you said it's reoccurring. Is it the same person who dies every time?
It's like, yeah, it's like some guy. And he's
And do you know why you killed him?
No. No.
It's same murder method.
I have no idea how I did it. I just know that I've like buried him somewhere, and like that at any time someone could like somehow dig it up and like find. I don't know. It's bizarre. But like the weirdest part is just how it feels so real. You've all had dreams where it's been really vivid and feels real. So I don't know. I don't know what that says about me. I don't know. But anyway, why I write thrillers and like to kill people in my books. I was thinking about this. I really like a good puzzle, and like any kind of like a jigsaw puzzle, a riddle, logic problems. Like I just love that kind of stuff. And I wonder if that's part of it, is like when you're writing a thriller or like a mystery novel or some kind of story involving some kind of crime, there is a puzzle, right? You have to fit these pieces together to create not only a compelling story where you're putting all of the information together, but also how to do it in a way that makes people want to turn the page and find out what happens. And so maybe that's part of why I am drawn to this genre. I don't know, but it's really hard, but it is fun.
It is hard.
It is hard. I agree with that. So you set the novel in the Finger Lakes region of New York. And so why did you choose this spot to set your novel? It was so vivid, and the description, I could picture it. So why did you choose the Finger Lakes?
I mean, really because I've been to the Finger Lakes several times. I'm originally from Pennsylvania, and there's a ton of bus tours that go up to the Finger Lakes area. And so we used to go with my parents and my aunts and kind of just travel around for the day, tasting the wines and stuff. And also the families like from New York City, they feel very New York City-ish. And so it was a convenient place for them to own something like this and be able to get to fairly regularly. Like, I can't see them flying to Napa every year for, it just felt more convenient. So it was those kinds of reasons why.
And why did you decide on a winery or, for your setting?
Because I really like these like luxurious feeling places that have a dark side. And also because wineries are fairly remote. And so from a writer perspective, in terms of trying to make things like cell phone coverage go away, or, people getting trapped, it's fairly easy, I think, to do that with a winery, because there's usually only one road that goes into and out of, and they are pretty much in the middle of nowhere because they need all those acres of land to grow their grapes. And so we have lost cell phone reception before when we've gone. So that felt like a good place to set something like a locked room style mystery.
Yeah, I agree.
And the Vaness family, they are a lot. They're really
Yeah, they are.
a complex family. So did you model them after any big family dynasty?
Not exactly. I did do some research into families with like lots of scandals in their history, like the Kennedys, for example. And then I did some research into these heiresses that they inherit a fortune and then they become recluses, and so they're like hidden away in their house for years, and then people find out that they have all these like millions of dollars and they've left it to their dog or something. And I mean, that doesn't happen in the book, but I don't know, I think families like this can be so eccentric and so scandalous. They're very good at covering up secrets, and their power and their wealth helps with that. And so that's really what I wanted to play with in the book is not only playing with that power dynamic, but also being able to make them fall for it. It catches up with them. So
yeah, because there's fascinating. Yeah, very fascinating. So many secrets, and several of the characters in the book were downright diabolical. So which character's mind was the most fun to climb into, would you say?
I really like the anonymous point of view, the party guest, because I could play around with the tone, and it could just be really fun and sneaky. So those were really fun points of view to write. But in terms of the three main characters, there's three women points of view that alternate. I really like Harper. She's the one of the Van Ness siblings, and she has a twin brother. And she narrates part of the book, and she is such a bitch, but she's like very like, I don't know. I still love her, even though she's too much, but I love her. You have to kind of love your characters, even if you hate them. So.
But I think sometimes those are the characters that are the most fun to write, because you can you can go places with them that you can't maybe do for the typical heroine characters.
Yeah, they can say whatever they want, and somebody that's trying to act normal.
Yeah, and I'm like such a rule follower in real life that it's fun to have a character who can just do whatever, and she doesn't care.
Right.
On your website, you have these really fun teaser graphics to introduce each of your main characters, and I hope you don't mind. I snagged one so I can show everybody. So Lauren Brady. So you have welcome to the Van Ness estate. Lauren Brady is the social climber, the new girlfriend. And down below it says, what's her favorite wine? And you say, whatever they pour her, which there's a funny story in the book about that. And you'll find her snooping around the house. And you don't ask her what happened in the woods. So my questions for you is, what do you drink?
I am mostly a bourbon drinker. My husband and I went around like the Bourbon Trail in Kentucky like a few years ago. We're big bourbon fans, so I usually drink an old fashioned. In fact, this year, one of our New Year's resolution-y goal things is to make a new old fashioned recipe every week, like try some new twist on it. So that's been really fun and an easy one to keep.
Oh, yeah.
Not too hard to have a different old fashioned every week. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Are you keeping track then? Like, are you going to have like a recipe?
We are. We have a little journal and we write the recipe down. And we like make little notes about whether we like that or not.
So, and the second question on the little graphic was, where would we find the characters? So, where would we typically find you on a typical day?
Oh, right here in my office, working or writing or yeah. I mean, that's kind of boring, isn't it? But yeah, I feel like I'm like a little bit of a recluse at this point. Like I like my house, so like if I'm not here in my office, usually downstairs, like playing Nintendo with my son or something. So
I'm a homebody too, so I can relate to that.
I think all authors have to be, right?
Yeah. Otherwise, we wouldn't get anything done.
Yeah, I feel like I've gotten worse though since the pandemic. I don't know. It's just not because I'm like worried about COVID in the same way, but just I don't know. I've gotten used to being home. It's like not so bad, right?
Absolutely. And then finally, the third question was, don't ask her about. So what shouldn't we ask you about?
Oh, I would say don't ask me about my writing process, but you probably will.
About your what?
My writing process.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna.
So bad.
Oh yeah. Why don't you just tackle that question right now?
Go for it.
Oh, I just feel like I mean, I don't know. I'm curious what your writing process is like because mine is it's just the messiest thing for me, and I feel like every novel is different, and every novel I think I learn something from, but then I figure out some other thing that I'm doing wrong or like that I do wrong there and I have to fix. So I don't know. I'm not a plotter. I'm not really good at just making it up as I go along. So I have to like figure out some process between those two things. And I end up like throwing away entire drafts. It's just, I just feel like I'm a mess. So
I can relate.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like I'm really messy too. I don't consider myself a plotter, but I'm trying for the book I'm working on. Kimberly's been a big help with that, giving me some tips. But I find that I'll do whatever I want. My characters do whatever they want anyway, even though I have it outlined. So it's different every time. How about you, ladies? The rest of you?
Same, different every time. Some books, I seem to be on this schedule where it's like an easy book, hard book, easy book, hard book. And this is my hard book. And not hard because but just it takes me longer to figure out the story and the characters. And so it feels hard.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to get myself out of that little pattern.
Yeah.
And Kara just writes a book in like 2 weeks.
No, that was Freedom of Satin. I did not say that. She did. But I think, I like to just write, have a blank page and just go. But I've learned because people don't like that, like your agent, your editor kind of want to know where you're headed and like what
the story's going to be about before they
that kind of thing. So then I used to write the whole book and then write the outline and then submit it, but that was kind of ridiculous. So now I'm trying to learn how to outline, and it's painful. It is. It's just painful for me. But it's kind of like a messy hodgepodge right now.
Yeah, I mean, I know to some degree it's always going to be messy, but I just wish it was a little bit less messy.
How long does it take you from like start to finish for your first good draft, the one that you would show somebody?
Well, the past 2 books, I have honestly written an entire manuscript in about 6 months and then thrown it entirely away and started over. So,
you don't copy paste. You don't use some of that stuff.
No, because the premise is either like wrong and I need to change a lot, or realize that like where it ends is where it needs to start, or it's just.
Wow, that's messy.
It's
That
bad.
is messy.
That's really messy.
But it turns
Yeah.
out okay. I mean, look what
Yeah.
you've done. I mean, this was just such an intriguing, captivating read. So it's working for you.
So then the
Yeah,
second,
except
so
for
this-
my like mental health.
Yeah.
Well,
This-
and it's extra pressure when you have deadlines, right?
It is.
Because if you're not writing on a deadline, then it doesn't really matter how long it takes.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
but when you've got somebody, an editor, who's emailing you every couple months being like, hey, how's it going? That makes things a little more stressful.
Yes. Although, it's also you're very fortunate to have a
For
deadline
sure.
to have, right? So that's lovely. So I'm not complaining about that. It's just you're right. It like, especially for me, I'm like a control freak. So
Yeah.
when I'm like, oh, there's a deadline, I don't want to miss the deadline. Like I don't want to fail. I don't want to mess people up. So I get in my head, and then that's not good for creative process either. So
Right.
I don't know. I have to figure it out. Need like a good yoga practice or something. But
yeah.
Well, if you figure it out, please let us know, because
yeah,
I think every writer struggles.
hold
with
your
it.
breath.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
So let's talk about the playlist, because in the back of the book you have like a playlist. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's a whole playlist. Do you listen to music when you're writing?
No, I do not. I need like complete silence. Like I can't even work in a coffee shop really, unless it's very much like white noise kind of. But inevitably, if I go to a place, someone sits next to me and that has this like very loud, distracting conversation that I'm just like, oh, what are you guys talking about?
You know,
And then I
the
get
words
distracted.
go into your-
So no, I don't really listen to. If I do, it's instrumental. Like I can't listen to stuff with words. But I do love doing playlists for the books because it's just fun. Like for my second novel, The Mother Next Door, that took place around Halloween. So that was a really fun playlist because I could do all these spooky, fun Halloween songs for that one. So that was really fun.
Yeah.
I did that in my first and best day ever. I totally forgot about doing that. It was really fun because you can kind of pick like creepy stuff that's not overtly creepy. Yeah.
And I know authors who make mood boards too. They'll have like pictures and stuff just to kind of get themselves in the mood, which is kind of what a playlist can do too, right? So
yeah, I do that on Pinterest. Actually, I make
You
a
do.
private board on Pinterest and just pick like pictures of people that look like my characters or like the setting or anything, and then I revisit that when I'm feeling stuck. Sometimes it helps.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what time it is, you guys?
It is. Oh, my goodness. Okay.
It goes by so
It
fast.
does go by. What time is it, Tara?
It's time for the killer giveaway.
All right.
Do we have a video? I can't remember. Or do we not? Or do I just talk? I'll just talk.
Oh,
Okay.
Go ahead, talk. And
Okay. Tara is giving away 2 copies of the Weekend Retreat tonight to 2 lucky U.S. Killer Author Club viewers. So it doesn't matter if you're watching on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, but you do get bonus points if you're watching on YouTube because of the killer giveaway later. Okay. Anyway, so we scour the comments everywhere. We stream, but please make sure to shout out where you're from. So the question is, Tara is a fan of which animal, which is an awkward way to ask what kind of pets maybe does she have. Did we mention that? I hope we did. Okay, go for it.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck. The killers love our indies and we want to support them in any way we can, which is why we've partnered with bookshop.org and have our very own Killer Author Club store on their website, where you can find all our books from guests past, present, and future, as well as some fun lists the 3 of us have made. We will be dropping that link in the comments in just a second, but in the meantime, and speaking of indies, Tara has selected One More Books in Arlington, Virginia as her favorite indie. Tara, would you tell us why this store is so special to you?
Yeah, so One More
Chocolate.
Page. They have wine too. One More Page is like the first store that ever hosted my very first book launch back when I had my short story collection published. They're lovely people. They do things like, oh my gosh, what is it called? It's like booze and books, I think. And they have like, yeah, they've like drinks for sale and books, and you can go around and browse. And I think they've done every single one of my book launches.
That's
I
awesome.
love them.
Well, we just dropped the link to Tara's book in the comments, and you can also order signed copies. So make sure to check those out.
All right. And so, as much as we would love to celebrate every amazing killer author to be featured on our shows, there's so many fantastic authors and only the three of us. But we can't let this evening go by without celebrating two very special authors, both of whom are offering up a copy of their brand new release. So the first one is Midnight on Beacon Street. Let me find that one for you. And it's by Emily Ruth Verona. And it's released. It released on January 30th. She's giving away one copy. A suspenseful and entertaining debut thriller and love letter to vintage horror movies, in which a teenager must overcome her own anxiety to protect the two children she's babysitting when strangers come knocking at the door. Very creepy. And the second one is Necessary Deeds by Mark Wish, also released on January 30th. And Mark is also giving away one copy. Matt Connell, a formerly successful literary agent who's been in prison at Sing Sing for 4 years for a crime of passion, he receives an early release to join an FBI undercover investigation of multiple murders in Manhattan. When he finds his own life in danger, can he stand up for the Bureau's heralded principles of fidelity, bravery, and integrity, not to mention genuine love? So we'll drop those links to those books in the comments, and congratulations to those two authors. It's time for this killer swag.
Yes. Okay. So membership has its privileges. So if you're on Facebook, check out our private members only group called the Killer Author Clubhouse. This is a place for the really hardcore killers where we share book recommendations, have all sorts of murderous fun, and hold giveaways. Every episode, we choose a name from the Killer Author Clubhouse hat to win a piece of Killer Author Club swag. And that includes t-shirts, mugs, candles, totes, hats, all kinds of stuff. And you can find all of our swag at killerauthorclub.com. But tonight's winner is Cynthia Kip Williams. Cynthia, please send one of the killers your address and we'll send some Killer Author swag your way.
Whoop, whoop. Congrats.
Yes.
I think we had some breaking news.
Yes, we do. We have some breaking news. Hold on. We have some very important killer breaking news because, oh my goodness, Tara has some huge news. Can you tell us a little bit more about this deadline article that we've been seeing?
Yeah. So my first book option, I guess, whatever it's called, this amazing director, Alonso Alvarez-Pereda, optioned it and to direct and produce, and he's amazing. We've gotten to be friends over the last couple of months, and I'm so excited to see. He picked up Beneath the Surface in a bookstore in Santa Monica and read it one night, and then Instagram messaged me, which I didn't see for like 2 months because I never messages. Yeah. So then my agent reaches out and says, "Oh, this man Alonso would like to option your book." So I look him up on Instagram, and then I follow him, and then all these messages are there. I'm like, oh my God, I'm such a nut. Anyway, so we got past that little hurdle, and he's brought on Good Fear Content as producers, and so I'm excited. It's really fun.
That is so cool.
Super exciting. Congrats.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
And so, Tara, we actually have some really good news for you, too. You have survived the Killer Author Club. You made it through. Congrats.
I'm not buried in a shed somewhere.
Yeah.
No, that'd be too obvious.
Tonight, hopefully.
Yes.
Congrats.
Well, congrats. Yes. So And that does it for tonight's episode. Thanks to everyone for tuning in, and thanks, Tara, for being here. And we'll see you right back here on February 20th at a special time with the fabulous B.A. Paris. She's in London, so we'll be here at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific to talk about her new book, The Guest, and of course to give away some copies. In the meantime, come find us on all the socials. We're there all the time. Yes, and go pick up your copy of the Weekend Retreat if you haven't done so already. And a final reminder to go ahead and make sure you enter our Killer Love giveaway for a chance to win a Killer Author Club tote and 9 killer books. And for all information that you need, times, upcoming schedule, past episodes, recipes, and merch, surf to killerauthorclub.com. And thank you, Tara, from the bottom of our hearts for joining us tonight.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, see you
Thank
soon,
you. Good night, everybody.
everybody.
I guess I'm a killer, threw our love into the river. Heard you